Welcome, dear viewers, to another exciting journey with The Animal Explorer. I'm your host, SK Saha, and today, we're taking flight into the wonderful world of birds. Buckle up, because it's time for Avian Artistry. Birds, they come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. It's like Mother Nature went a little wild in the avian department. From the majestic eagles soaring through the skies to the quirky puffins waddling on rocky cliffs, the avian world is a real-life fashion show. And speaking of fashion, have you ever wondered why some birds have such flamboyant plumage? It's like they're getting ready for a gala event every day. Take, for instance, the male peacock. It struts around with feathers that look like they've been dipped in a rainbow paint palette. It's like the avian version of a runway model's extravagant dress. But it's not just about looks. Birds have some pretty nifty tricks up their feathers. Some birds have beaks so specialized, they could have their own tool shed. The toucan, for instance, with its enormous beak, looks like it's ready to take on any fruit salad with style. So, when it comes to diversity, birds are the true showstoppers of the animal kingdom. They've got the looks, they've got the talent, and they've got our attention. Now, let's take a closer look at the fascinating world of avian behaviors. When it comes to matters of the heart, birds are like the romantic comedians of the animal kingdom. They've got some unique love stories to tell. Imagine this, a dance floor in the middle of a lush forest. On one side, we have the male birds, dressed in their finest feathers, showing off their moves. On the other side, the female birds are the judges, carefully evaluating each performance. It's like Birds Got Talent. Some male birds go to extreme lengths to impress their potential mates. They do everything from intricate dances to building impressive nests, all to win the heart of their chosen one. It's a bit like a grand romantic gesture in the avian world. But let's not forget the love songs. Oh, those melodious tunes. Birds have their own symphonies, and they don't need an orchestra. Each species has its unique song, and it's a bit like they're saying, "Hey, I'm over here, and I'm fabulous." Some birds even sing duets, harmonizing with their partners, creating a beautiful melody that's a testament to their bond. It's like they're in a lifelong karaoke party. But avian love stories don't end with courtship. When it's time to start a family, birds take parenthood to a whole new level. From building intricate nests to sharing the responsibilities, they've got it all figured out. It's like they've read all the parenting books and decided to outdo all of us. Some bird parents are so dedicated that they'll go to great lengths to protect their nests and chicks, even if it means taking on predators much larger than themselves. So, when it comes to love, romance, and family, birds have their own spectacular soap operas playing out in the wild. Now, let's take a deep dive into the mesmerizing world of bird calls and songs. If birds had their own music awards, they'd be winning Grammy after Grammy. Imagine living in a world where your voice can travel for miles, and your tunes can be heard by everyone around. If you've got it, flaunt it, right? Birds definitely take that motto to heart. It's like they've got their own radio stations, broadcasting the soundtrack of nature. Each species has its unique playlist, and they're not afraid to use it. Some bird calls are melodic, like a lullaby that could put you to sleep in no time. Others are like an alarm clock you can't ignore, like the crow's caw-caw that wakes up the whole neighborhood. But it's not just about communication. Bird songs play a crucial role in finding a mate. It's like a musical dating app, where they're swiping right with their vocal cords. Male birds often serenade potential partners, hoping their love ballads will win hearts. It's like a romantic serenade under the moonlight, but with more feathers. And some birds don't just sing solo, they're into duets. These harmonious couples create beautiful melodies together, and it's like they're in a lifelong karaoke party, belting out their favorite songs. So, when you hear the sweet sounds of the avian orchestra during your morning walk, Remember that each note tells a story, from love and courtship to territorial claims and warning signals. It's like a symphony of life in the treetops. Now, let's unlock the fascinating world of avian intelligence, where birds prove that brains come in all shapes and sizes. When it comes to smarts, our feathered friends are the true Einsteins of the animal kingdom. Think birds are just pretty faces with wings? Think again. Some of them can give human puzzle masters a run for their money. Take the New Caledonian crow, for instance. This bird is the Houdini of the avian world, solving complex puzzles that would leave most of us scratching our heads. It's like they've got a secret toolbox hidden in those feathers. Need a tool to get to that tasty grub? No problem, they'll fashion one out of a twig. It's like watching a DIY expert in action. But it's not just about tools, it's about planning too. Some birds, like the Clark's nutcracker, are like the ultimate preppers of the wilderness. They stash away food for the winter, creating a mental map of hundreds of hidden caches. It's like they're running a grocery store for themselves in the forest, complete with a detailed inventory system. Not bad for a creature with a brain the size of a walnut. And let's not forget the parrots. These colorful geniuses can mimic human speech, solve complex puzzles, and even understand abstract concepts like same and different. It's like having a talkative, feathered Einstein in your living room. So, when you see a bird perched on a tree branch, remember that behind those beady eyes is a world of intelligence and problem-solving skills. Birds are the ultimate brainiacs of the natural world, and they've got the smarts to prove it. Now, it's time to unveil the incredible world of avian adaptations. Birds are nature's masters of survival, and they've got some nifty gadgets built right into their bodies. Imagine trying to survive in the wild, where every day is a test of your survival skills. Birds have aced this game by evolving some truly remarkable adaptations. Let's start with those beaks. Birds have beaks for every occasion. It's like having a Swiss Army knife attached to your face. From the long, probing beak of a hummingbird to the sturdy, nut-cracking beak of a parrot, they've got the right tool for the job. And speaking of tools, some birds even use sticks and twigs to extract insects from tree bark. It's like they're master chefs, using utensils to whip up a tasty meal. But it's not just about beaks, let's talk about wings. Birds have the ultimate flight suits. Their wings come in all shapes and sizes, from the soaring wings of eagles to the agile wings of hummingbirds. It's like having a wardrobe full of custom-made flight suits. Need to glide like a hang glider? No problem. Want to hover like a helicopter? They've got it covered. And let's not forget about camouflage. Some birds have mastered the art of blending in with their surroundings. They're like the James Bonds of the bird world, hiding in plain sight. Whether it's blending in with tree bark or mimicking the color of their habitat, these birds are the ultimate undercover agents, always one step ahead of their predators. So, when you see a bird in action, remember that behind those feathers is a world of adaptation and evolution. Birds have fine-tuned their bodies to become the ultimate survivors, and they've got it all figured out. Now, let's turn our attention to the critical issue of conservation and the challenges our feathered friends face in a changing world. While birds have adapted brilliantly to their environments, they now face new threats that demand our attention. It's like a survival reality show in the avian world, and not all of them make it to the final episode. One of the most significant threats is habitat loss. Imagine your cozy home vanishing overnight, and you're left with nowhere to go. That's the reality for many bird species as their habitats disappear due to deforestation and urban development. But it's not just loss of homes, pollution is a major villain in this story. Birds are like the canaries in the coal mine, showing us the harmful effects of pollution on the environment. They're like the brave whistleblowers, warning us about the dangers of chemicals and pollutants that can harm not only birds but also our own health. Climate change is another looming threat. Birds are like the weather forecasters of the natural world, and they're telling us that things are getting hot, and not in a good way. They're struggling to adapt to changing temperatures and shifting migration patterns. It's like they're caught in a never-ending game of musical chairs. But here's the good news: many amazing people and organizations are working tirelessly to protect our feathered friends. Conservation efforts are like a lifeline for these birds, giving them hope for the future. So, what can we do? It's simple: we can all play a part in this avian rescue mission. Support local conservation initiatives, reduce your carbon footprint, and spread the word about the importance of preserving bird habitats. Remember, birds are not just a part of our natural world, they're a part of our cultural heritage, our stories, and our songs. Let's join forces and ensure that their melodies continue to grace our skies. So, folks, that's a wrap on avian artistry. I hope you've enjoyed this colorful journey into the world of birds. If you've got any bird stories, fun facts, or just want to say hello, drop them in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting explorations into the animal kingdom. Until next time, this is SK Saha, signing off. Keep exploring, stay curious, and keep the birdwatching adventures soaring high. Don't forget to check out more fantastic episodes right here on The Animal Explorer. Happy birdwatching! Thank you so much for joining me today. Follow The Animal Explorer on social media for updates and behind-the-scenes glimpses. See you in the next adventure.